Black people are ready. Because last, the people that will still cry is the white folks. The honest truth is that, have we not been dealing with segregation as black people? As far as I'm concerned, segregation never went away. So if the orange man is trying to bring back segregation, or is trying to do everything possible best for the black community to see that every single thing is all about segregation, it is not new. It is only going to be new to a lot of people that are not updated. But if you've been seeing how the system has been going as a black person, you automatically knows that this man is literally doing that. They said they've abolished it. They said they've destroyed it, but it is a lie. Anyways, welcome back to the channel. Sonia, if this is the first time tuning in, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. With that being said, let's get right into this. Let me roll out the clip for you guys so that you guys can watch and then drop me your honest opinion in the comment section, especially as a black person. Let's get right into it, guys.
I'm re-recording this message for quality purposes only. I want to make sure that the algorithm picks up this video and pushes it out as much as possible. I need every person of color, every black person to hear this video, to hear this message, okay? The Trump administration is looking to reinstate segregation for its federal workers, okay? Segregation, to which I literally said in my last video, and I'm going to say it again. Bring back segregation if you want to. Bring it back if you want to. You want to play them games? We can play them games. And like always, go and fact check this. You can find it on ABC News. You can find it on Politico, not political, but politico.com. You can find it on usnews.com and etc. Now, this is coming directly from the article, okay? Let's read. Segregated facilities could make a comeback as Trump's administration lifts discrimination ban on federal contracts. According to a public memo from General Services Administration, the GSA, the federal government will no longer prohibit contractors from having segregated waiting rooms, restaurants, and water fountains in order to secure government contracts. The memo reportedly states when issuing new solicitations or contracts, do not include any of the following provisions or clauses. The prohibition of segregated facilities. This move aligns with President Trump's broader executive order to repel diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI initiatives within the government and across the country. Now companies will have more leeway to decide whether or not to have segregated facilities, which include restrooms, restaurants, waiting areas, parking lots, and locker rooms. And like I said in the last video, please don't threaten us with a good time. Please don't threaten us with a good time. Bring back segregation if you want to. Bring back segregation if you want to. Let our black teachers educate our black students. Let our black physicians treat our black patients. Let our black bankers and accountants help manage and help black people better manage their money. Let our black athletes, okay, play for their own black teams. All right, let our black people represent us in the Olympic Games. Bring it back all the way. Don't make it just a federal thing. Don't make it just a federal thing. Bring it back nationwide. Bring it back nationwide, because I promise you the black people of today are not the black people of back then. We didn't know any better. Now that we know what your spaces looks like, we don't give a fuck about being included in your spaces. How about that? This is not the game that you want to play. This is not the game that you want to play. I promise you, the black community, you see how we're thriving right now? Just minding our business. We're not even doing anything. We're just minding our business. We all collectively said we're not coming outside for any of you people, and we're good. My bank account is thriving. I know a lot of other black people whose bank accounts is thriving right now. I promise you, bring back segregation. And you know what? I'm going to even call your bluff. Bring back segregation for federal workers, and you don't even have to make an announcement about it being nationwide. We'll do it for you. We will do it for you. We will move in accordance to what you've started. I promise you that. Let it be let it be federal. Let any of our black federal workers be like, yeah, so they've officially started segregation. Word? We bringing that shit on the outside too. We bringing that on the outside too. We have black owned restaurants. We have black owned businesses. All we need is to get our Black Wall Street up and running again. And this time, we dare y'all to try to bring that shit down. Blood will be shed, baby. Blood will be shed, I promise you. So go ahead. Go ahead. Play if you want to. I'm telling you, outside of all the atrocities that Donald Trump will commit within these next 4 years, one of the things he will be accredited for is finally uniting all black people. All black people. I promise you that. I promise you that. Bring it all the way the fuck back. Let us go back in history. We have been separating our black dollars from you. Please, we would love to be able to separate our talent too. We would love to be able to separate our talent too. Let's see who really is the superior race.
If Trump bringing back segregation, why would that even make black people mad? For the longest, all I've been hearing is don't go where you're not wanted. Don't go where you're not valued. If a certain demographic don't want you in their building or don't want you eating there, don't go there. I wouldn't even fight for the right to want to go somewhere where don't nobody want me at. To tell the truth, a lot of us been segregated from everybody else. We don't even care to be around nobody, let alone another demographic. This is just another rage bait tactic to get two demographics to go against each other, man. It's the same story.
Oh, my people, we got to do better. We have to do some research. You have to do more than listen to the clickbaits. You have to do more than listen to 20-second videos. You have to do more. You have to start doing your due diligence before you come to the comments saying stuff like, I guess you also agree with the segregation he put back in place, budget cuts for veterans, Social Security, DEI, and it's not just for black people. Whatever. I didn't finish reading everything because this triggered me for whatever reason. So let's get down to it. So did Trump bring back segregation? No. Donald Trump did not bring back segregation in the sense of reinstating legally enforced racial separation as it existed in the United States prior to the Civil Rights Act of 1964. But what they did do was remove the specific clause from federal contracting rules known as FAR 52.222-21. If you want to go look it up yourself. FAR 52.222-21, which is the prohibition of segregated facilities, which had explicitly barred federal contractors from maintaining segregated facilities, which are restrooms, waiting rooms, or drinking fountains based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. This clause originated from a 1965 executive order by President Lyndon B. Johnson aimed at ensuring non-discrimination amongst federal contractors. And this was all a part of his rollback of DEI. So what happened? March 2025, today actually, March 18, 2025, the memo directed federal agencies to stop including this specific anti-segregation language in new contracts, aligning with Trump's broader agenda to eliminate DEI-related requirements. This is for contracts. This is not for the American citizen. This is specifically for contracts. So, segregation still remains illegal under federal and state laws, including the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which prohibits discrimination in public accommodations and employment. The removal of this clause does not legalize segregation. So get that out your head and stop telling people that. And as far as DEI go, black people were the last people to benefit from DEI. And there are some things that need to be cut. So yes, we need budget cuts. Regardless of where they come from, he's not cutting things that are benefiting people. He's cutting waste. That's it. Let it go. Leave it alone. Do some due diligence. Get your facts together. Stop being like this. Tragic.
Now they trying to hit me with the, I bet you look stupid now for voting for Donald Trump. He's bringing back segregation. First off, segregation never left. You can check your local neighborhood, local school, local church. Segregation is here in America, and it is never, ever, 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 ever going nowhere. Imagine if all black businesses just say, okay, shop black only, black people. That's a form of segregation. You might not like it, but it is a form of segregation. But now they trying to say that Trump is bringing it back. That's nonsense. NPR says here, the Trump administration cut a clause from the federal contracting rules that have been on the books since the 1960s. Companies are no longer explicitly prohibited from having segregated facilities. So that means I can own a business right now, create a water fountain and say, this water fountain right here is for black folks only, that water fountain is for white folks only. That is not what it's saying. That's not what it's saying, because I'm reading the memo right here. The memo explicitly says contractors are still covered by existing United States laws on civil rights / non-discrimination. These laws apply whether or not the company is a government contractor. So that means that these companies cannot be racist. At the end of the day, no matter what policy Trump rolled back, you are still protected by state laws, and there are other laws like Title VII or the Civil Rights Act that Martin Luther King walked for. We done had this discussion already. You are protected. A lot of these laws are redundant, and as Trump rolls them back, the news is going to put it in that liberal propaganda machine and say some nonsense like, oh, he's bringing back segregation. No, he is not. I need y'all to read that memo.
Now here come the demons going viral, spinning the narrative like they always do, because they can't create. All they can do is manipulate. And these are the same people that will ignore the fact that we still have sundown towns right now. So make it make sense. Since I'm not a demon, I'm going to make it make sense for y'all. So let me cook. So I want y'all to check out this article with me. Trump administration ends, quote unquote, segregated facilities banned in federal contracts. President Trump revokes President Lyndon Johnson's decades-old order of diversity and affirmative action practices in the federal government. To keep it simple, this is DEI. The very beginning. The change follows Trump administration reinterpretation of civil rights era laws to focus on anti-white racism rather than discrimination against people of color. As I always said, the only way racism can be combated is by another person of the same race. People of color cannot compete with the white racism because they are on top of the system that's controlling us. But like I said, they'll come online and go viral and act like they don't know their jobs are literally holding us back. Now check it right here on Flashbacks. They say before the Civil Rights Acts of 1964, businesses and public facilities in the American South practiced a rigid form of racial segregation by using signs, whites and black Americans to restrooms, entrances, etc. You see, the issue with this that no one want to clearly say is that integration is what caused slavery, y'all. The mental slavery. So essentially, the segregation stopped and the integration started around World War II. And as I stated plenty of times before, we never won this war. So we're still in World War I till this day. This is why we are enslaved now. Now check out their plan on how they gained control of our minds. 1948, they desegregated the armed forces, meaning they allowed blacks into the military. This is when they started introducing those hot sauces that gave us the diseases that spread through our communities. And also when they started getting finances from their system. 1954, they started to add us into schools, obviously in order to brainwash us on everything they already created on top of our system. 1964 and 65, they allowed us to be integrated with everything, as in business-wise, for our consent to steal our trust fund. We is all allowed to integrate in everything besides their actual communities. Think about that. This was a setup to brainwash everybody. So why should we integrate in a society that don't even want us? Because they literally created a system that's DEI that excludes us and includes everyone else. So DEI started when segregation ended. So why integrate to be diversified? Make that make sense. And I bet you can't. You see, people can say they're not racist all day long, but they still think lower you inside their own minds. As in, they won't even listen to me just because of the way I look in general. Or they rather listen to somebody else that look more like them. Especially when it comes down to the truth. And it is, just look at any business or field. You got the healthcare. Who all the doctors look like. You got law enforcement. Who all the cops and deputies look like. The legal system. Who all the lawyers and attorneys and judges look like. Restaurants. Who all the management look like. All the sweet cozy jobs to where you don't even face the outside at all and get mad bread for. Who do they look like? You see, they fail to mention how the way they have these smooth, easy jobs and easy lives, but they still act as if they do because they don't realize how hard it can really be out here for people like me. because of the DEI programs, and obviously that we are prisoners of war. They still to this day don't realize that their job is holding this system down and specifically harming us. So when all those people are on top of every field, how is it possible for someone like me to come up? How is it possible for me to do anything? Like even if I wanted to run a business, the people handing out the loans, which is basically your own trust fund, is controlling it. They get 5%, we get 35%. Come on, bruh. That's why black businesses seem so bad now. It's because they can't get the funding that they need. While you got everyone else got a DEI programs which allows them to get the funding that they need. This is why all the businesses we do see isn't really ran by black people as a majority, even though this is our land. And that's why these people trying to spread all their fear for, because they know they stolen our land. They know they stolen our money. They know they've been committing fraud this whole time. So the segregation thing, think of it more like signs saying Americans only. But don't forget who the real Americans are. And don't forget people have to do the citizenship to become an American citizen, not a United States citizen. And also this goes right back to birthright citizenship, because it shouldn't be people from other lands coming over here ruling like they did, because they can get into the governmental system like they just did and destroy the country for hundreds of years. And we seeing this all play out to someone from the inside had to work against them. Because from the outside, the system designed so people like us could never do it. Y'all see what happens every time we did end up rebuilding a community by ourselves for the quote-unquote black people. They burn it down. They bomb it and attack it. And that's also because of those programs. We're not allowed to say, hey, only blacks allowed. No, we get burned. So we're forced to go everywhere else. But while they can have everywhere else, they can still say, hey, only whites allowed. Or whatever race they are. I mean, it's literally cities right in here in America that's full of other people that's not even from here. Meanwhile, we can't have our own, you know what I'm saying, organized city anywhere. But we always gotta deal with issues. People over policing, raising bills. Man, y'all know everything I'm talking about. I mean, it ain't nothing new, but it's just more proof of what's been happening this whole time. Allowing this to come back, which is basically taking away integration that caused us to be mentally enslaved to our enemies. So take it as a good thing and stop listening to these demons out here. Anyways, y'all know how to keep it. Y'all be gods. Hey.
So the Trump administration is looking to bring back segregation for their federal contracts, to which I respond with, go ahead and bring it back if you want to. But one suggestion, please don't let it be just a federal thing. Bring it back nationwide. Bring it back nationwide. Bring back segregation if you want to. Let's go. Now, you know me, I'm going to tell y'all to go and fact check it. It literally states right here, segregated facilities could make a comeback as Trump administration lifts discrimination ban on federal contracts. Let me continue. According to a public memo from General Services Administration, the GSA, the federal government will no longer prohibit contractors from having segregation waiting rooms, restaurants, and water fountains in order to secure government contracts. The memo reportedly states, when issuing new solicitations or contracts, do not include any of the following provisions and clauses. The prohibit of segregated facilities. I'm not sure what was going on with me in that last word, but let's continue. This move aligns with President Trump's broader executive order to repel diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, initiatives within the government and across the country. Now companies will have more leeway to decide whether or not to have segregated facilities, which include restrooms, restaurants, waiting rooms, parking lots, and locker rooms. Bring back segregation in today's time, and I promise you, black people are about to show America something that they've never seen. They're about to see black people move in a way that they've never seen black people move in a way before. We've already been asking for it, especially now that we've seen you guys become full-fledged racists. You guys are very much transparent in your racism. That's all we've ever asked for. Go ahead and bring it back in today's time. We will not ask for inclusion. We will not fight or protest or rally to be included in your spaces. Quite literally, fuck your spaces. That's really how we feel in today's time. So if you guys bring back segregation, all I'm asking is don't make it a federal thing, baby. Bring it back nationwide. Bring it back nationwide so we can show y'all something. We can show y'all we don't give a fuck. I want you guys to do that. Go ahead, Trump. I'm telling you right now, the one thing that Trump is about to be accredited for in history is finally uniting black people all across the seas. I promise you that. Because the way that this man is moving, bring it back. Bring back segregation. I'm telling you, separate everything. Y'all already had bred us to be bigger and stronger and better than you. That's how you guys bred us when we were slaves. You understand? So genetically, we're already out. We dominate you guys. We dominate you. We also dominate you guys when it comes to excelling scholarly. We dominate. Bring it back. Bring it back. Let black people teach other black people in schools. Let black physicians treat black patients in hospitals. Let black bankers help black people manage their money. Bring it back and watch how we will flourish and you guys will fail. You will crash and burn. You will crash and burn. Bring it back. Bring it back. Segregation in today's time, we're not going to be like the people back then, like our ancestors who didn't know any better. We thought that once we finally got included in those spaces, things was going to be all hunky-dory. No. We realize now in 2025, fuck them spaces, fuck them white spaces on everything that I love. Bring it back. Bring it back if you're brave.
Anyways, welcome back again to the channel, and thank you so much for watching. So the thing is, either Trump is bringing back segregation or Trump is not bringing back segregation. Did segregation ever left US? Did he ever leave? No. As far as I'm concerned, I make my own research as well. Anyways, let's get right into my research, right? And segregation never left completely. That's the truth. And one, legal versus real segregation. Let's talk about the legal segregation, known as the jury segregation. The kind enforced by law ended in 1950s and 1960s, with landmark cases like Brown v. Board of Education 1954 and the civil rights law such as Civil Rights Acts of 1964. But social and economic segregation still exists, meaning people remain separated by race and class, not because of law, but because of systemic inequality and historical platform. Housing segregation. Many neighborhoods remain racially divided due to redlinings, bank refusing loans in black areas, discrimination, zoning, and economic inequality. Even today, schools are segregated because kids usually attend schools near where they live, and neighborhoods are still separated by race and economy and income. Let's talk about the job and wealth gap. Black and Latinos families are still hold for less wealth than white families on average. Hiring discrimination continue. Studies shows what whites surrounding names still get more callback than black surrounding ones on job application. Let's talk about policing and injustice. The injustice system often treats people differently based on race, from policing to sentencing. Black Americans are still far more likely to be stopped, arrested, and imprisoned compared to a white American. And have we not been seeing it on the street on a daily basis? I brought countless videos like that this past week, and it is terrible, where you literally see a black man being policed around. You see a black man just walking and another white lady is already shouting that they should help her. You see a black man getting arrested for looking at a lady. You see a black man literally being discharged from the train just because a white old lady said she don't really want to see the face of that guy. She don't like the way that guy was actually sitting. It's just a whole lot. Hospitals, healthcare, qualities, and insurance access varies by community. Black Americans often face worse health outcomes because of structural barriers and economic inequality. Segregation change is formed, but it did not disappear. It moves from being written in law to being enabling in the system. Housing, education, economic, and justice. As far as I'm concerned, segregation never left the US. It is still happening today. So even if Trump is imposing it or is not imposing it, the only prayer I pray for my black folks and my black community is for God to give them the strength to be able to withstand every single thing around them, to be honest, because It is getting too much by the day. But at the end of the day, what do? We are Americans. Where do we go to? We just have to stay and make our voices heard, make our voices known, so that even the media will be carrying it. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section. And credit belongs to original creators of every single clip and stitches we have in our today's episode. If you haven't subscribed, like, drop me a comment, and lastly, do not forget to share. And yes, with no further ado, I'm going to be saying bye, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.